talk to you and I'm going to give you the titles of these categories. But I didn't want to give you the titles first, and the reason why is because sometimes with the titles, you have a tendency to think, yeah, but that's what I am just because you like that description. And sometimes you have a tendency to think, well, I don't think that that's me because I think that's kind of, I don't like that category. Like, it doesn't sound like a really complimentary category. Like, I don't think that should be who I am. So we start making those kind of overriding concerns. And it has nothing to do with what you think is okay or not okay, because this has nothing to do with okay or not okay. This has nothing to do with pros and cons. This has to do with God-given. If God wired this into you, then this is the way you are, and you embrace it, and you love it, because what it's doing is giving you the answer. This is giving you the answer to what you need to be able to run full out, to be able to perform in a way that causes you to experience great success in your life. But if this need is not being met, then as a result, you are demotivated, you are tired and exhausted, you can't get yourself going, and you don't know why. But if you know that your need gets to met, you just shift it. So it's important that we figure this out. But I'm going to give you the titles now. So this will be interesting to see if you think you want to shift because of the title. Okay. A was the first one. Obviously it was A. Michelle.
I was just going to say, because it's come up at the table.
I know you don't have a voice.
I don't have a voice. Okay. You're going to have a primary out of the 5 that Stacy gave you. The one that just really kind of grabs your heart. Like they were saying, it doesn't have to be every single thing in that category. And a lot of you all have a secondary one that you're kind of like, well, yeah, that's that one too. But there's one that really kind of draws you in. You guys know what I'm saying? Okay. And it'll make more sense. So that's the one that I want you and Stacy wants you to really hone into before she gives you pains. Because what will happen is as she goes through this process, that secondary one, you'll see how it comes into play. Does that make sense?
Right. And I think, and what Michelle said too.
What you said yesterday about if you didn't have that, it makes you cry.
That's highly controlling. That is so unlike me. But that's because I did with the directors, and they're like, they're on the 6th step, and we're on the 2nd one right now. They're like, tell me Okay, but that's right. Okay, so here's the deal. And it is true that there's one primary and then there's it could be more than one that you kind of, you gravitate toward. But here's the deal. You don't hop from one to another. You don't, like, sometimes you're this one and then sometimes you're that one and sometimes I'm this one and then something happens and I'm that one. That's not the deal. That's not the deal. This is not a hopping thing. This is not a nature thing, like a nurture thing. Like, this doesn't have to do with your living situation. This has to do with who God meant you to be. So it's the one thing, it's that one open little door. So even though there are others that you'll go, oh, I think that could be me, don't get confused. All right? Okay. So A is freedom and choice. That's not surprising, is it? Freedom and choice. That is empowered by an open agenda, does not respond favorably to rigid rules, has an innate desire to create her own way, loves to soar, desires to control her decisions and her direction, values mature relationships that don't require constant attention, loves to express herself. Okay, she's energized by options. B is safety and security. Now, if you are a freedom and choice person, that doesn't mean that you're not an achiever or a champion, right? Why does that mean that, why is that? Why does that mean that you're not? Because everyone in this room is an achiever. Yes? Everyone in this room was born a success. And you were created and designed for victory. So it doesn't matter what your need is. The bottom line is the reality and the truth is you are a success. You are a champion. You are a winner. You are intended for great things. That is the facts. Those are the facts. Those are the truth. This is a need. Those are who you are. This is what you need. Does that make sense? Okay. So, safety and security doesn't sound like a fun need. But the deal is, if that's your need, you better have it. Because if you don't get it, you're not going to be able to do the achievement that you've been created to do. Yes? Okay. So that B is safety and security. That is empowered by a stable environment, not innately impulsive, motivated by the ability to control, feels better to save it than spend it, seeks peace, energized by the ability to go. Okay, we are on C, right? No. Yes? Yes. Okay. C is fun and pleasure. Fun and pleasure. It's your need. Your body just gravitates to the fun. You just want it to be fun. It's got to be fun. If it's not fun, you just don't even want to be there. You don't want to go if it's not fun. When I talked to you on my voicemail that was sent to you, that you got to listen to me, invite you here, the only thing you heard me say is we're going to have lots of fun. And then you were like, I'm in. Okay, good. Oh my gosh. I was going on about all that heavy stuff, right? So, she's like, oh, it's going to be lots. Okay, yeah, okay, good. It's going to be lots of times. Party time. Okay, so. I can do it. It's going to be fun. All right, so that was C, right? D, are you ready? Okay, now this is where it gets heavy, because this is where you're going to want to bail and jump ship. And you can't, right? This could still be who you are, but this could be not what you need. This need is love and connecting. Love and connecting. And that is empowered by moving other people's hearts, has a dedicated interest in how others think. That could be you, but that might not be what you need. Physically affectionate, requires physical touch, values relationships that stimulate. Like she's got to get in there and talk to you and find out it's going to be really good. I know my directors who are love and connecting on my conference calls. Because they have a tendency to like jump in and like dissect it. And then the other one dissects it too, and then they like 6 of them start dissecting like crazy mad women. And then I'm like, there they are, there they go again. But they're the ones who get off the call and they're like, whoa, take on the world today. And the safety and security women who are on the call are like, this was not so good. She gave me nothing to go by, to do this week. She helped me with no schedule. Nobody gave me a 1, 2, 3. Nobody talked about a script. I want to learn something tangible. So, the last one is the most challenging one. It's called, actually it's really the most challenging ones to have on my conference call too. Because it takes a lot of patience to be there through that call, because you could be out there making something happen instead of sitting and listening. It's called power and achievement. We all can have power and achievement. We all can be power and achievement, but it might not be your need. You are empowered by an ambitious heart. You have got to have a win. And it's an urgent desire to go after it, and make it happen. It's an ambitious spirit. Now, it's interesting because Amy Gamboin is a power and achievement woman. Now, sorry to cut to the chase there. The table was, were they trying to decide what you were? But she is not motivated by competition. She's internally competitive, but when other people are competing with her, that does not cause her to want to do more. So you could be highly competitive in this area, but you might not be highly competitive. But the win is still necessary. The going after it is still necessary. Okay, so is that making sense? Okay, go back and talk to your person, so now you can talk about what you think about the name, the title of it. Not by the title, but now you got the title.